Most families that go broke don't run out of money. They run out of something much more dangerous. And if you think that it can't happen to yours, that's exactly why it might. So today I'm going to show you the 5 types of family bankruptcy that quietly destroy wealth across generations. And y'all, let me tell you, this is just not a rich people problem. This is across businesses, business owners, middle class families, even families that are building. First type of bankruptcy is financial bankruptcy. Of course, this is the obvious one, right? This is where you're spending but you're not replacing the money with assets. Okay. You're making money, but you're keeping nothing. So let's talk about Antoine Walker. He was an NBA star, made $108 million. But 2 years after his retirement, he had to file bankruptcy. Okay. So why? Because he didn't have a system that converted the cash into assets. He didn't have any guardrails in place to keep that lifestyle creep from creeping up and swallowing his income. So a guardrail against that would be to do something called like a family capital ledger where you track every income producing asset. And then you make a policy that says never spend the principal without a replacement plan. The next type of bankruptcy is relational bankruptcy. Now, this one you can't put a dollar on. It's broken trust. Siblings don't speak. Divorces that split families and family businesses up in half. Look at Prince. Prince died with no will, no trust. He had 45 people trying to be heirs and trying to get to his fortune. But before they could even touch it, right? A lot of it was gone. Millions of dollars was gone in court fees and legal fees before anybody could even touch it. Okay. So a guardrail against this would be to create a family operating agreement. And this is where you decide as a family who makes decisions. How do you make decisions? How are conflicts resolved? What happens before courts get involved, right? The third type of bankruptcy is visionary bankruptcy. This is when the family has a little money, but they don't have no shared mission. Like the Pabst Brewing family here in Wisconsin. They were an American icon, but without the unifying vision, their heirs sold the interests to outsiders. Now, the Pabst family, they lost the business and the brand. They don't control anything anymore. Okay. So with this, you need to make a 10-year, at least 10-year vision for your family. This is where you decide what assets are going to stay in the family, how new wealth will be created. And you want to write this down and review it regularly. Okay. The next one is cultural bankruptcy. Now, this one, people don't even see this one coming. This is where, as a family, you have no family identity, you have no anchor. Kids grow up knowing celebrity gossip before they even know the origins of your family. Okay. Let's take, for instance, it's a family out of Texas. They were a ranching family. They had this land in the family for 120 years, but it was gone in one sale to developers. That's because their heirs never felt connected to it. Their heirs didn't share family stories, and their heirs didn't share about the struggle to get and to keep this land for generations. So when they got it, when they got a hold of it, so long, bye bye. That's what happened to it. Okay. So a way around that is to really gather your family stories and archive them. Okay. Photos, letters, interviewing of the elders, make it a part of the family meetings. Okay. Because identity really is the glue that holds everything together. What you stand for, what you stand against. You can't beat that. Now, this fifth one is a silent killer, and it's called structural bankruptcy. And this is where, as a family, there's no rules, there's no governance structure, there's no clear process for how money is spent, how money is multiplied, invested, or even passed on. Okay. Y'all heard of the Gucci family? Well, the Gucci family was worth hundreds of millions of dollars, but they didn't have no unified governance. They had infighting, okay? They had lawsuits within the family. And by the 1990s, no Gucci owned Gucci, okay? So, a way to combat this is to come up with a family governance charter, and that's like your family's own boardroom manual, for instance. And this is where you talk about who approves what, how heirs are prepared, how ownership transfers strategically, right? So most families think they're safe because, we still earning money, or because, baby, we got it going on, we got to trust, or because, honey, we're close, we don't fight, we never fight. But that's exactly how wealth disappears. Okay, so if you recognize even one of these in your family, it's time to really start building those guardrails right now. So for the next 2, 3 weeks, I'm pulling back the curtain on what the ultra wealthy do that we don't, and how they keep wealth in their family for generations and generations while we don't. So y'all, I'm not giving y'all no jargon, no fluff, just the real playbook. Okay. Continue to tap in, tune in, and I see you tomorrow.